What's going on? Welcome into the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. No matter where you are or how you're tuned in, we appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day. As for what we're getting into on the program, Niners Seahawks Preview, NFL Week 14 as San Francisco returns to Levi Stadium. Can the Niners clip another bird? Let's get to it here on the show. Before we do that, make sure you subscribe and join us. We're running it back for another watch party on Sunday. Our watch party against the Eagles was fantastic. One of the most successful that we've ever done in the history of this show. $3,400 in super chats. We auctioned away a Trent Williams autographed jersey. 177,000 people tuned in. We picked up 1,000 new subscribers, and we will be live on Sunday, beginning with an hour pregame show at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. So here we go, Niners Seahawks round 2. And it's the second time in 3 weeks that San Francisco and Seattle, these arch division rivals, are facing off. They played one another in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field on Thanksgiving, and now they come and they clashed helmets at Levi Stadium. Kickoff is set for 4:05 p.m. Eastern, 1:05 p.m. Pacific. The over-under for this game at 47. I think that number went up a little bit because the Seahawks able to put up a lot of points against the Dallas Cowboys last Thursday. San Francisco, 10.5-point favorites in this game. They can't have a trap game. They're going to need to be mature coming off that emotional and very impressive win against the Philadelphia Eagles. Speaking of the Eagles, to me, it's really a two-horse race right now to get that number 1 seed between Philadelphia and San Francisco. Even though the Eagles did fall to San Francisco in that dominant effort by the Niners, they still have the better overall record at 10-2, but the good news is San Francisco owns the tiebreaker because they won that head-to-head matchup. So if those two teams finish the regular season with the same exact record, San Francisco will get the better playoff spot. So Eagles in that 1 position, Niners that 2 seed, Detroit Lions still holding firm in that 3 spot. Atlanta Falcons are so bad, but they're leading the NFC South. That's why they're in that 4 seed, followed by the Dallas Cowboys, first wildcard spot at 9-3, Minnesota Vikings at 6-6, and the Green Bay Packers surging right now thanks to some really good football being played by Jordan Love, making a little bit of a second-half rally here, 6-6, the final wildcard spot in that 7 position. You look at the NFC West, San Francisco is in a really good spot. Seahawks going through a losing stretch right now. Los Angeles Rams pulled off the season sweep of Seattle. That's why the Rams, who are level at 6-6, have the tiebreaker, and they're technically in second place in this division. But the 49ers here, a 3-game lead on both the Rams as well as the Seahawks. And if San Francisco can polish off Seattle at home this weekend on Sunday, they're going to lock down this division pretty much. A look at the previous matchup going back to 2 Thursdays ago on Thanksgiving. Belly full. We were still doing the watch party, and it was an impressive win for San Francisco. They won it 30-13. Christian McCaffrey was stellar once again. 19 carries, 114 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk combined for 129 yards through the air. Both of them able to notch a touchdown as well. The 49ers defense really brought it against Geno Smith and Seattle. San Francisco compiled 6 sacks and 12 quarterback hits. Charvarius Ward has been playing like arguably the best lockdown, shutdown cornerback in the NFL. This has been going on for a little while now, but a couple of weeks ago, he put the clamps on DK Metcalf and Ambry Thomas, who's been playing really good football, one of the highest graded cornerbacks in the NFL since the Niners bye week 4 weeks ago, according to Pro Football Focus, had that really good instinctual interception of Geno Smith when he was covering Tyler Lockett. And when the Niners won that game 30-13, it was on Thanksgiving. And with the John Madden tradition of eating the turducken, George Kittle and San Francisco able to feast on the field after taking down their bitter rival. And this was really the mood of the entire squad after that game, because during the game, the whole squad was eating. But because San Francisco is coming off this win against Philadelphia, it was emotional, it was physical, there was so much at stake. This could be viewed as a trap game. So San Francisco can't afford to fall in that trap against a team that historically has played them very, very well. But the last 2 years, the Niners now, 4 straight wins against the Seahawks. But this Seahawks team looked like a completely different squad against Dallas last Thursday than they did the previous Thursday against San Francisco. I think part of that, the Cowboys are kind of frauds, but the Seahawks made the necessary adjustments, and we'll get to some of those adjustments coming up here just around the corner. But this is the most pressing question this week for the Niners and their fan base. Who you got? SCA for the Seahawks, SF for the 49ers. Let me know who you're riding with. I like San Francisco. If you want to go to this game at Levi's Stadium and you're looking for tickets still, if you want the lowest price, guaranteed, and some great deals on last-minute tickets, Game Time is where it's at. And you can get $20 off using the code NinersChat. I'm telling you, best seats at the lowest price guaranteed. Prices drop as the event gets closer. And I love how with this app, you get a vantage point from where you'll be sitting and you get the price point from what you'll be looking at. For instance, this is one of the views that you will have on the Game Time app. You want to sit in section 406, row 13 for $189, some of the cheapest tickets available right now. This is what you're looking at, and that is what you're paying. And as the event gets closer, sometimes those prices dip even more. This is a free app to download, but also if you use the code NinersChat and you redeem this here, you also save additional money and you get $20 off. So we really care about you. We want you to be able to save your money. So we are going to put this link, the promo code, and all of this information down below in the comment section, as well as in the description of this video. We appreciate Game Time for supporting and making today's show possible. So going back to that Seahawks-Cowboys game, Cowboys did win it 41-35. I thought that, to be frank, and mute this if you don't want me to curse, but I have to, it was a shit show from the refereeing crew. It ruined what could have been a great game, and honestly, I thought the whistle was on that Cowboys sideline. It was egregious, some of the calls that I was seeing. Geno Smith was really good, and he was not good against San Francisco the week prior. 23 of 41, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Of his 334 passing yards, 134 of those went to DK Metcalf, who had 6 grabs, 134 yards, 3 touchdowns, which included him surpassing 20 miles per hour, fastest speed for any player in the NFL this year, on that 73-yard touchdown. The Cowboys had 411 yards of total offenses. Dak Prescott has been cooking of late over the last month and a half, really since the Cowboys played San Francisco. It's amazing what happens when you actually play good defense. And Dallas able to run for 136 yards. So this is kind of a playbook of what the Niners are going to be able to accomplish, or at least look to accomplish. They can target and they can pick apart Seattle through the air, but they can also have success in running the football. And if San Francisco is able to have that dual-headed approach in running it, in throwing it, and then playing really good defensive football, they should be able to win this game, and they should be able to pick up their 10th win of the 2023 campaign. My keys to the game for San Francisco here. Mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we have to revisit it. You beat the Philadelphia Eagles. You exacted revenge. You beat the team that knocked you out last year. There was so much trash talk from Philadelphia and San Francisco all throughout this offseason. There's a lot of emotions that went into that game and that win against Philadelphia. You got to keep your pedal to the metal if you're the Niners here. And you have to understand that if you still want that number 1 seed, you might have to win out. And it starts in winning out with this game against Seattle. So no trap game after beating down the Birds. Seattle, they're going to try to muddy it up. They understand that they don't have the talent level of the San Francisco 49ers. So they want the pace to be a little bit slower. They want to make it an ugly, grimy game. They don't want it to be a shootout because they understand they don't have the horses, like San Francisco has the horses, to be able to maintain a high-scoring offensive affair. For the Niners, continue to keep Brock Purdy clean in the pocket. This year, it has been insane how many quarterback injuries that we've seen. And Brock Purdy has been one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. According to some sports books, he is the odds-on favorite to win NFL MVP. Joe Burrow Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence on Monday Night Football. The list goes on and on and on for some of these quarterbacks who have gotten hurt. And because of that, Super Bowl aspirations for those teams have been flushed down the drain. Keep Purdy clean in the pocket, and I want to see this Niners offensive line continue to play well like they've really started to play well and pick it up over the last few weeks. If the Niners win here, you pretty much clinch the NFC West. We took a gander at the NFC West standings a little bit earlier. San Francisco already has a 3-game lead in this division. You win here, and you do whatever you got to do to win this football game and stay healthy. You're going to win the NFC West for the second consecutive year. And I also want to see the Niners mirror their Thanksgiving strategy. Where they threw it, they ran it, their defensive line was eaten, their defensive back play was really, really good. Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner were flying all around. Niners offensive line did a great job of protecting Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey had a lot of success on the ground. So you mirror what you did on Thanksgiving by just playing a complete football game, but also you look at how the Dallas Cowboys had success against Seattle and passing it and running it and targeting certain areas of the field, especially that middle portion. And that is really the forte for Brock Purdy and head coach Kyle Shanahan. Lastly, before we wrap up this preview, I want you to predict the score. Seattle, San Francisco, one of the best rivalries in all of football. Our watch party is going to be awesome, and we hope to see you there.